morning. It's not quite 5:30. You know how calm the lake is. The camera makes it look brighter than it really is. Mosquitoes are about. It's time for a coffee and some fishing. Time to make the coffee. Well, it's 5:33. Coffee. Nothing like a good coffee in the morning. Especially in the middle of nowhere. I'll get this in me and then I'll go out fishing. See if I can catch a small breakfast. What a nice sunrise. It's not quite 6. Well, not quite 6 o'clock. I'm up with the boys, about to do some fishing. Give it an hour, see if I can catch I don't need a big one. In fact, for breakfast I prefer a smaller one than I had for dinner last night. Let there be light. What a beautiful morning. This makes it all worthwhile. To think I came all the way from Saudi Arabia to this one spot. As far as I know, I have the lake to myself. When I paddled I paddled the whole lake to get here. Didn't see anybody. Let's see if I can catch something on the first cast. I got a little one following. Caught a lot of little ones yesterday until I finally got the big one. Well, the one that I ate wasn't that big, but actually the fillets were just perfect. It's kind of nice. I let the big ones go, let them reproduce, keep the little ones. Well, not the little ones, the little one. I only need one. Oh, what a beautiful morning. Well, looks like ain't gonna get one on the first few casts. I'm getting little bites. Let's try one more cast before I turn the camera off. Fish on. Ooh, this is a nice one. Very nice. He took my bait, my lure right by the boat. It was sitting on the surface. He followed it up. I'm just going to let him tire out a bit. Really got to watch my fingers with this guy. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Beautiful smallie. He followed my lure from the bottom. The lure, I just stopped reeling it in. It floated to the surface. And he grabbed it. Oh man. For me, this is a big fish. Fish on. Jumping pretty good. It's not a huge one. It's putting up a nice fight. Oh, yeah. This is actually a nicer one to probably to eat. So I think I'll make a choice when I get back to camp. Fish on. Feels like a nice one. I just changed my lure to a slightly deeper diver. It's not too big. But Jesus, there's a bunch of fish following it. Gee, wow. There's like four fish at least the same size following it. Boy, this guy's putting up a good fight. This is his first cast with this lure. Actually, this could be the leader. It's pulling the boat. going to compare this with the other two that I have. Kiss my bass. And I'm going to choose the one I'm going to eat. Take a look at what I got. I was out fishing for 2.5 hours maybe. The big one I'm going to let go, the small one I'm going to let go, and the medium one I'm going to eat. I need to cut this stringer shorter, it's way too long. So that's the one I'm going to eat. This little guy, he goes away. Oh, and this big guy. This big guy, way too much to eat. Look at that. Eh? Kiss my bass. Maybe a 3-pounder. It's not huge, but it's the biggest fish I've caught so far. There you go. Well, this is a nice place to sit after fish coffee. Unless the wind picks up, it's going to be a warm one. I think the next major thing I'm going to do is get some firewood. All along the shore there's all sorts of wood. Also there's the next closest camp. There's a couple islands just maybe half a kilometer that way. I noticed there was a bit of wood I may grab. I know this is going to be cool. What I always say, make sure there's no children around. Howdy doody, Roddy Nudie. I didn't bring soap with me. Well, it's not as bad as I'm probably making it out to be, but Just remember when I left Saudi Arabia, it was 50 degrees and the pool on my compound was 30 degrees. Well, even though it is only the second day, it's such a nice day, nice and sunny. I think I will give the boxers a wash and just see what happens. See how long they take to dry. Again, I'm not using soap, so be interesting to see if they'll be dry before I go to bed tonight. You women are probably watching this and say, that's not how you wash clothes. Okay, I'll give that one to you. This is hand washing. I suppose I should smack it against the rocks and do all sorts of things. Hit it with sticks, maybe. I've had a change of heart. That fish I caught that I was going to eat, I'm going to let it go. I don't really feel like eating too much at the moment anyway, so there's lots more fish in the ocean. Hey, you poor guy, sorry to hang on to you so long before. At least you get to live another day. He's still pretty lively. See you later. Well, I'm taking a trip in the canoe. I'm going over to the Colin Scott Lake portage, which is only 120 meters. So I'll probably just walk in and take a look at it. And I'm collecting firewood at the same time. It's still nice and calm. I've found paddling this canoe is slower than the pack raft, even when the pack raft is weighted down. The thing I like about the pack raft is having the kayak paddles, so you're stroking on both sides. You can't do it on this thing. If you were in the middle and you had a little seat, you could. That's what a pack boat really is. A pack boat. If I had my own boat out here, it would be a pack boat. It's a cross between a kayak and a canoe. It's the hull of a kayak without the sort of top on. You sit in the middle, you paddle. I think it's a little bit lower. And they're usually, well, the only ones I've seen have been one-man boats, so they're only, I think, 12.6. And they only weigh, I'm guessing, but maybe 18, 20 pounds. This thing is 45, it's a beast. The scenery is beautiful. This is around where I caught my 3 fish this morning. That's a little island in front of us. 2 little islands maybe. Well, you can't really miss this portage. It's a little bit like a highway. A dirt road anyway. Goes up the hill, I'm guessing. We'll find out pretty soon. This is the famous signature rock. It's a bit smaller than I thought it would be. This is right at the put in. Not John. From Backcountry Angling, Ontario. Your name is still there. I watched the series where you did it. And you're the reason why I'm here. Anyway, let's go take a look at Colin Scott Lake. I'm assuming it's that way. Well, just judging by all the marks on the rocks and draggings and things, I'm going to guess that this is the path. Oh yeah. Here's the path. 150 meters. Shouldn't take long. Nice day for a stroll. I'm glad I don't have the canoe on my back. Sure makes things a lot easier. I can see the lake already. This is I'd rather have done this one than the Kukagami Lake. As far as I know, this lake that we're approaching is a fish sanctuary. But I'm not 100% sure. I think I'll bring back the saw. Take that piece of wood right there. Let me go to this point and take a look at it. Well, maybe this is easier said than done. Maybe the lucky don't end up on my AS. This is certainly nice. It's a small lake. There's a portage, a short portage into Gold Lake past this one. And then from there it goes into a bigger lake. I just can't remember what it's called, but I think it's a big lake. Well, I'm going to use a signature rock to cut some wood. I'll cut them smaller when I get it back to camp. Just want to get it in the boat. just a bit loaded down. Oh, let's see if we can get out of here now. Well, I always know where to get wood. Worked up a good sweat there. That is nice. Big sheer cliff. Bet you there's bass just sitting right there in the water. One thing about a paddle boat, whether it be a canoe, a kayak, my pack raft, even a rowboat, is you really got to slow down, get into the rhythm. You can see things a lot further, a long time before you actually get to them. That's what I'm just getting used to. I'm looking at a map and I'm looking a couple kilometers down. I said, geez, am I in the right place? Is that a bay just past there? Is that an island? Is this, is it? Is it that? And you think about it like for an hour. And when you get there, it's all apparent. I know what I forgot to say. The underwear that I washed this morning, what time was that? 10? It's almost dry. I didn't even have it in the sun. I just had it hanging below the tarp. Now just to finish it off, I put it in the sun. What a nice day. And this is going to be a get off me ant. This is going to be a great way to spend an hour or two. Well, it's that time of day again. Having my first little snort. It's not like I'm gonna go out and drive a car. I'm just gonna drive a pack raft and try to catch some fish. I mean, I brought alcohol with me, but it's not like I'm getting stinking drunk. In Saudi Arabia, of course, there's no alcohol, so it's just nice to have something to sip on. So I got me some gumdrops. Got my e-reader, reading a good book. I think these are called gumdrops. A lot of these, I do have a bit of a sweet tooth, but I've been pretty good. For instance, I haven't had any chocolate since coming to Canada this trip. Usually I go crazy over O. Henry's and eat more bars, which you can't get in Saudi Arabia. Well, two guys just came in. They just portaged in from that away where I was this morning. And they're going to be staying on that island campsite over there. I had a good chat with them. One guy's from St. Catharines and didn't quite catch where the other guy's from. I think they're here maybe 2 nights. They're not fishermen. They don't know what they're missing.
Well, I got the wood all piled and sorted, and I've cut some down to size in anticipation of a fish tonight. I've got this stuff. It's softwood, it'll burn quickly, but all I want is embers to cook a fish. I've rearranged the rocks on the barbecue, so I had to spread things apart a bit so I could get that grill on. So of course when I light the fire that grill won't be there, but that's the position it'll be in when I'm cooking fish. Here's a look at my tarp hammock setup. I haven't had to do anything with the tarp since I set it up. I learned my lessons in my first 2 trips in Algonquin Park. Everything is tied down well. I've got the little clothesline there. I haven't even had to tighten things up. Although the wind here has only been fairly moderate.
Oh, there's a big one following this one too. Oh, the big brother's following it. Man. The one following it's twice as big as the one I got. I'll just let this guy fight out a bit. Yeah, it's a nice little one. Well, it was a close call tonight. I almost didn't catch a fish. Almost sunset. I was on my way home. It isn't a huge one, but it's going to be a perfect eater. Look at that one. Kiss my bass. So I gotta get my ass in gear, get the fire started first before I even think about cleaning this guy. I got this on a double jointed floating rapella at pretty well 9 o'clock. So it's going to be a good meal. It's going to be dark pretty soon. So I want to get this going. I want to do the fish while I can still see. Gotta love this birch bark. The fire's looking pretty good. I figure it's going to be maybe half an hour till I'm ready to start cooking the fish.
Well, that was a just-in-time fish. Nice red sunset. That camera makes it look a lot brighter than it really is because in 15 minutes it's going to be dark. Well, this is the end of day 2. This morning after I had my coffee, I went and caught 3 fish. One of them was a nice size one. I let the big one go, I let the small one go, and I kept a medium. And I was too lazy actually. I've eaten so much fish, so I ended up letting it go also, so I had a normal dehydrated breakfast. Then I hiked into Colin Scott Lake on the very short portage. I cut a bunch of wood. I probably got enough wood for a couple of days at least. And I came back and relaxed on the hammock, and about 4 I went out fishing until about 5:36, didn't get anything. Came back for a while, and then I went out again at 7, I guess. It was dead calm, and maybe that's why the fish weren't biting so much, but just as I was about to head in, empty-handed, I got one. And that's the one I'm about to eat. It was a nice day today. It wasn't as windy as yesterday. Anyway, I think it was significantly less windy. Well, unless something appears that I want you to see, I think this is probably going to be it. I think you've seen me cook enough fish and eat enough fish.